In the Forever Winter, when you extract from a raid, there are two different types of extraction points. Immediate extractions, where you can instantly exit the level, and timed extractions, which you have to trigger and then wait a certain amount of time before the immediate extraction point spawns. I think a lot of players just avoid timed extractions entirely because they don't want to deal with them, but most of them are easier to deal with than you might think. There are 5 levels with timed extractions. Scorched Enclave has a timed extraction called Outskirts that you have to take if you spawn at cliffs. You generally want to trigger the timer from behind while the enemies are fighting each other, then go hide. This timed extraction used to be mostly safe because you could climb up on top of this rock and then hide from the patrols that spawn when you start the timer. Only like crawlers would ever see you there and they couldn't get to you, so it didn't matter. But now, they have increased the size of the area where you get automatically pinged for being too close to the extraction point. Never stand directly on top of a timed extraction unless you want to fight every enemy that shows up. Because of the updates that have been made to enemy aggression and targeting, as long as you don't antagonize anyone and the enemies still have other targets that they want dead more than you, they won't shoot at you. This may depend on having high faction reputation, but I'm not actually sure. In any case, I actually can't find an effective hiding spot anywhere near this extraction after 0.4, which means that the best strategy is to start the timer and then just run out of this entire area, which is going to be way harder for slower characters. I actually think this is now the most difficult timed extraction in the whole game, which is stupid because this is the first level. This is so much more difficult than the other extractions on Scorched that, for it to be balanced, the game should probably give you water for spawning at cliffs. Ashen Mesa has 2 timed extractions, neither of which is very difficult. The Chasm Building extraction is only available if you spawn at Desolated Street. There are a lot of places to hide here, but I like to just jam myself in this corner right next to the extraction. It's so close that it will give the enemies your location, but they still won't actually be able to find you. I used to use this extraction a lot because the Facility Depths extraction across the bridge used to be really risky, but they've radically changed enemy spawn patterns over there, which make Facility Depths a much more attractive extraction than it used to be. The Desolated Ruins timed extraction is only available if you spawn bunkers. I forgot this one even exists. It's pretty much right next to an instant extract. This might actually be the first time I've ever used it. Again, lots of hiding places around here. Under these planks work as good as anywhere else. Whatever, nobody's ever going to use this. Scrapyard Nexus only has a timed extraction, and I have shown ways to cheese it before in other videos. Those methods all still work, more or less the same way that they used to, but here's 2 new ones anyway. If you carefully position yourself on this railing and then mantle into this spot, the cyborgs won't be able to get to you. They even know that they can't get to you, so if they see you, they'll just freeze. This makes them very easy to kill, or you could just wait and then tag the extraction before they get to the platform. There is a much more cinematic thing that you can do, though, which is to crouch in this corner and let all the cyborgs run past you. Then, you can use this pile of rubble on the right side to just barely crouch jump up onto the platform without mantling for a quick escape. I fucked it up and got body blocked here and then had to wing it to get out. You could also just kill them all. The elevator timed extraction at mech trenches is one of the most intimidating, but it's actually the safest in the entire game. All you have to do is skirt around the outside, making sure not to fall in the hole, then climb up onto this lip and hide behind the elevator. The enemies will get pinged where you are, but they won't be able to find you because they can't see you. Then, when there's about 10 seconds left, the elevator will pass you. Once it does, you can jump up onto the elevator, phasing through the wall, and hit the extraction before the elevator even touches the ground.
By the skin of our teeth.
Finally, we have the helipad extraction at Stairway Gate, if you spawn at the wall. This timed extraction isn't that difficult, but holy shit does it spawn so many units to come look for you. If you try to stand on the extraction and fight your way out, this is by far the hardest time extraction in the whole game. Instead, you can just hide in this building and you'll be fine. Use the staircase to interrupt line of sight, or crouch behind this box in the corner, or just go up the stairs and wait. If you get spotted, then you can just run out the back. I hope these strategies will encourage more people to go for timed extractions, as most are less difficult than they seem at first glance.